What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.,
I'm his wife, Deirdra,
and we something like an ordinary couple.
with extraordinary purpose, greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings to you all. Mr. Mobley,
Yes,
you present
I'm here.
and accounted for.
I'm here.
You see you here?
I am here and present for.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
And that just said that you aren't. You all right?
I'm good.
Great. Hello, party people. How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all and good to know y'all.
You see them?
I can.
Mm.
I can see them. Good to see y'all and good to know y'all.
I can show this. It's water.
It wasn't showing. I made sure. You finish whatever you're doing on your phone and come on.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
You're not.
I'm with you.
Lick your lips because they're a little white.
You know what?
Okay. Just didn't want, that to discourage
You
you.
trying to tussle?
No, baby.
I feel a tug of tussle.
So, y'all, how many of y'all been at work and, I'm sorry, you've been at home and you happen to just run outside to check the mail real fast or to grab something, and then your husband call you on the phone and tell you to go back in the house while you went outside?
Tell them why I told you to go back in the house.
Because I had a cover wrapped around me.
Uh-huh. And why did you have a cover wrapped around? It was 85 degrees. Why you had a cover wrapped around you?
Because I didn't have on a bralette. And so, but I didn't go out there without anything covering me. I had a whole cover around me.
Joker, put on one.
I had a whole cover around me.
I don't care.
I went right to my mailbox and got my stuff, my mail, and then I came right back in the house.
That don't matter.
And he's nosy, so
when
he
you walk
looks
outside of this
at the
house,
camera.
I need you to have on all of your underwear.
I had on underwear.
Underwear and bra.
I had a cover around me.
That's not a bra.
That is what I had on, sir.
So God forbid, let's say you walked outside and accidentally locked the door.
I'm still going to have the cover around me. And that has happened before when we first moved in the house. Do you remember that?
You had a bra on though.
I did, but I had a sausage balling on the stove.
Okay, so
on high. You remember that?
Yeah. So if I go outside with my drawers and my T-shirt on, you gonna be all right to check the mail?
I think you actually have stepped outside with that on one night.
Only thing I've done is listen to me.
Yeah.
Only thing I've done is open the door.
Yeah.
And I reached out, grabbed it, and pulled it out.
Yeah, same thing.
Is this what the podcast is about?
It's not. It's actually about love.
Is it?
It is. Huh?
Don't feel it. I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
I don't feel it.
You do feel it.
I don't.
You do feel it.
Don't feel it.
You do feel it.
Do not.
So, y'all, Johnny promised me something earlier today. And so we're going to be real short and sweet with this episode because he is going to deliver. So one thing that we do when we work with our couples,
That's like Kobe. That's Kobe. That smells like Kobe.
At the beginning of our journey, what we do is, you're not focused.
I am.
You're not.
I am.
At the beginning of our journey, what we do is we actually tell as we begin to work with our couples, of course, we get to know them. And so one of the things that we get them to do is the love language quiz.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell them why we do that?
You are the most high. You are the most high God. So we get them to do the love language because that had absolutely nothing to do with what I'm talking about. We did them to do the love language because most people, they speak in a love language, but they don't understand the details of what it actually is. Mm-hmm. So you might be with a mate and don't know how to love them. So they might be screaming, I need you to spend more time with me.
Excuse me.
You might be just buying them purses or choose or stuff, and you wondering what their problem is because they seem ungrateful because you buying all this stuff, but you're not listening to what they're saying. They said, I want to spend more time with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we do the love language quiz. We find out the details of everything, and then we go through and explain it to the couples so they can understand what exactly, how to love their mate in their love language. Was that explanation?
Very good, honey. And also, an extension of that, what we also do is at some point, and because our couples have homework, they do. And Mr. Johnny likes to give a lot of homework. Sometimes I have to remind him, you know, maybe take one of the things off. But another thing that he does that we do with our couples is we actually get them to act on their love language. So they're a part of their homework for that week will be to be intentional about loving your partner in their love language, as well as haven't we even switched it up before?
What? I know we'll get, so say it's
As
my
well?
love, if my love language is acts of service. So what will happen is, instead of Deidre loving me in my love language, I would actually love her. Is that right?
I thought we switched it up one time where you would actually love me in your love language. I don't think we switched it up then. No. I think we just told them we wanted to intentionally love each other in each, I love
We
you in
have
your
switched
love
it, though.
language. Have we?
We have.
Just to see what that was?
Yeah, to see if I think we did it one time with a couple because of how they were
There was
arguing.
a reason behind it.
They were arguing because, if my love language is acts of services and you was doing that, and I would say she's not doing that. So they were being real detailed in their love language thing. So what we wound up doing was, okay, so if my love language is acts of service, so I'm going to love my wife in acts of service and see how that worked. And then I think that's the only couple we did.
That we did, yeah, because I was like, I remember that we did something different, but we don't do that with all of them. For the most part, it's just it's just the intention of giving them that for their homework, of giving them the assignment. One of the assignments is making sure that you're loving each other in your love language intentionally that week. Yes.
I know didn't we get questions? I can't find it.
I sent it to you. No worries. I'll send it to you again. And so we
In the
wanted
email?
to, I did. We wanted to explain to you all, that we do, I'm sending it to FLB, that we do actually use the love language quiz with our couples. And it helps because maybe a couple of them, not a lot of them, but a couple of them, maybe the wife have taken it. Mostly I think it's been the women. A couple of the women have taken it before. But again, things can change. People can change. So we still ask that they do it together. And so it really, really does. It opens their eyes to a lot, especially when, they may have been, trying to do some things that satisfy them, but not thinking that their partner does have a love language. And so some of these, we have a couple questions tonight.
About love languages.
Yeah, that we do. The actual first one, it says, okay, so this is in a case where the person who wrote this in their love language is receiving gifts, okay? It says, I've never really asked for extravagant gifts, just thoughtful ones, and I believe this is the wife. Let me know I was on your mind, etc. My spouse struggles with this and makes statements like, I'm not a good gift giver. How can I help them see that this is not about the gift per se and more about the thoughtfulness behind it? I don't feel loved or thought of when they just throw a card or a random gift in my direction. I want to feel like they thought about it. Would that be your take on it as well?
On the gift giving?
Well, I know for us, you put thought into because I like to receive gifts too, even though it's not my top one. But I know that with my gifts, you take, and I even would venture to say you take more care in planning that than I do for yours.
Yeah. So with my gift giving, so when you've been together with someone as long as me and my wife have been together, 37, 38 years, you've seen we've seen each other like stuff, then we've seen each other not like that particular thing anymore, and then it changes, and then sometimes it goes back, and then sometimes it flips all the way over, and sometimes it just completely goes away, and we just start liking something else in place of it. So what I try to do is I collect notes on my wife throughout the year and just see different things that she that she might say that hurts her, that she might say that she like to be around, stuff like that. And then I gather all that stuff and I do research and I'll find something to give her that helps, that is connected to some of the notes that I've taken that she said she might she might enjoy. It might make her feel good, whatever the case is. And that's how I do it. So my gift giving is not about the stuff. It's not about the stuff that I can purchase. It's about the listening part. So
And the thought,
my gift,
right?
my gift is always, I'm always wanting to relieve her of something.
Okay. Right.
So that's
it solves an issue, a problem, or it's just something that I've talked about a lot.
Because when you've been together long as us, it's but so much,
Well, this person, like I said, it may be the woman. She says, "How can I help them see that it's not about the gift per se, and more about the thought behind it?"
So is this a therapist asking us this, or is this
No, this is a person
asking
of the couple, and I'm thinking it's maybe the wife.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but the spouse struggles with it and says, "I'm not a good gift giver," and so her question was, how can the person help this? How can this one spouse help her spouse to see that it's not about the gift, but it's about the thought behind it?
Yeah. So definitely have them watch Moments with the Mobleys podcast. You can find us on www.momentswiththemobleys.com. Go to our website. All platforms that we on is on there. You can connect to it. This particular podcast, I just said what I do. And it makes it exciting for me because, I'm going to say it makes it exciting. And then it's kind of weird because throughout the process of when I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to get for her, she can not like something no more. And then by the time her birthday comes around, she like it again. So, she can love this and now she don't like it no more, or she's allergic to it now, or it hurt her feet, or it hurt something. So it's always, but you have to just pay attention to detail. So it's not about the gift. Just like, your spouse said, it's not about the gift. It's the thought. Just think about it. You know your spouse. Well, you should know your spouse. So take the time to pay attention to detail and put together something. You can Google. It's when I tell you I'm a extensive researcher, and most of the time I research something and then something will come up that I probably shouldn't be looking at, but then now I'm reading something anyway, research. I just get all off. Our one of our managers, she do the same thing. So she get off on a tantrum and start reading something and be telling us, "Did you know?" That's her favorite thing. "Did you know?" But that's how I think you can solve that. It's not about what you buy. It's about the thought behind it. So purchase something and then have a theme to it. I bought Deidre a flower one time, and it was a plant that I found. It was from Africa, South Africa. And
See, I was good. I ain't even said that.
yeah, that's all right. You was laughing. Both of y'all was laughing. That's fine. It was from South Africa, and the plant, it looked like it was a mix between a cactus and a bonsai tree. So the way it grew, it looked like a bonsai, but it was more like a cactus. Watered maybe every 3 months, 4 months, like that. Didn't need much sun. The light on in a room would be enough sunlight for it. So, but she went from liking flowers, and then she can, all different kind of flowers. She went through a phase with that, and then she started liking them again, but she didn't know what to like. And then my wife don't have a green thumb, pinky, nothing. So she get a flower and she'll like it and say, it's so sweet. And then about 3 days later, it's dead. So.
Well, roses are going to die.
They'll last for a little while. They last longer than 3 days.
They're going to die, Johnny.
But they last longer than 3 days. That's beside the point.
It really is.
So you the one brought it up.
Move along.
So I bought her that, and I think we don't still have it, do we?
No.
I know we had it for like forever.
We had it for a long time.
And I think she put it in the bathroom at one time. You put it in the bathroom.
It was in the bathroom.
Right? And she was just so smitten by how I connected all the dots. It was real. It was real sweet. The gift that I gave was real sweet, so it makes me sweet.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because it showed, like this person is saying, it showed that you put thought to it. And I think it was a little card, a little one of those descriptive
and
sticks that go down
explain what it is.
Explains what it is, explains the origin of it, how to take care of it and all that. And him giving it to me, it was just different. And so you giving it to me really showed me that you took time to research stuff and you thought about it. And so I believe.
Tell them what I did for you last year for your birthday. Y'all can actually go see it.
Well, they may know already because they probably even watched the episode. And so he just took me on a day of my favorite things. It was movie. We had a good time at the movie. It was is it called the IMAX?
Yeah.
Is that,
that's the first time. First time I've been in it, because
me too as well.
Down here, they be trying to put SpongeBob and all kind of foolishness in the IMAX.
Yeah, and so that was our first for both of us. And we went to our most favoriteest sushi spot in town. And we went to...
It was a plethora of things.
We went to the really, really, really good dessert shop downtown, Better Than Sex. The dessert restaurant, and had dessert, and it was amazing. And that was our second time there. And then we that was on that Saturday, and then that Sunday he arranged, while we were in service, there was a masseuse and a private chef at our house preparing a three course?
No, it was
4?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we had hors d'oeuvres.
Salad, appetizer.
We have salad, appetizers, the main meal,
and the dessert.
And we had dessert. And he literally made the salad, like the Caesar salad, fresh in front of us, and it was
We got to get him back here.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
But
and so
my wife likes to go out, so I know, it don't take much to please her. So the movies, the sushi bar, all that stuff, that was a part of it. Going to the Better Than the Sex dessert, that was something. But I heard her, at that time she was working, and I heard her say, I'm just tired, I need a massage, but I don't want to go far, So I was like, so what if I just brought all that stuff to the house and she could just don't have to go far at all? So had the masseuse come over, change one of the rooms into a massage. So
Room,
she
like
went
legit.
upstairs. When we came home from church, got a massage, got dressed, came downstairs, and I think the chef called it the Mobleys. I can't remember what it was.
Was it Mobleys Cafe or
Yeah, Mobleys Cafe.
something like that? And so we
Yeah.
had he had done the menus and everything. It was
Yeah.
just nice, and everything was so good. He was very hospitable, and the food was good, and it was a lot of food, and so of course we had leftovers, but it was yeah. So that husband, if this is the wife that wrote this in, like, husband, just take up hints, which means you'll have to relate to her. You'll have to pay attention to certain things that she may say throughout the year or throughout the months leading up to and not just for birthdays, because I don't think it's just about birthdays, but just in general, pay attention to what she's saying, about, what might be a stress reliever, what might be something that she likes, and just think about it. And if she's not saying it, then maybe get like her good girlfriend to get some thoughts out of her or just something, but try to be intentional about, because that's the one thing that we tell our couples: the more effort that you put forth to be intentional about doing something, the closer the relationship will become. What you water is what's gonna grow, and so we just try to tell them that part of it.
Yeah,
And so
but
you've done quite well. So
I highly recommend the note taking. So I started the note taking a while ago, because if you think you're gonna remember stuff, you're sadly mistaken.
yeah, you'll forget it.
Especially if you got some kids and then activities and school, and you go to, you got a couple of activities you go to, and then y'all have family, you gonna forget. So I just started taking. I got a whole file that says Deirdra, and I just write certain things down, and then I go back in my phone and look at them and then collect them, and then I was like, what does all this mean? And then I kind of compact it into.
He ain't lying, y'all. He got files about
Voila.
5 million things, and then he'll send it to me and be like, "Babe, look what I found." And I'll be like, "Why were you looking that up?"
I can't. So yeah.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
And I just got.
It helps when we need it.
I got to notice that I'm out of space. I need to buy some more.
Oh no! You need to
That's
delete some of that
all.
stuff.
Well, that's because of all the pictures of the grandkids.
Well, I know, but you need to go through. Thanks. Okay, so the next question says, and this sounds like me. I giggled when I heard this, but you gonna know what I'm talking about when I say it. My spouse's love language is physical touch. The issue is that touch almost always leads or alludes to sex. Our sex drives are complete opposites, so we are usually never on the same page. So to keep the rejections down, I refrain from touching unless it is in a situation where I know sex cannot take place. Is there a happy medium between nothing and forcing myself to have sex when I'm not in the mood?
Well, so the best. So Deidra's number one love language is physical touch. And when I tell you, we be in the truck, we be driving, she'll just have to have her hand on me, so she just do like this. Which I was like, all right, we could do that. And then one time she did like this. And I was like, what's happening? What are you doing? And she was like, why are you acting like that? I said, you playing with my ear. I don't, what is that? And she said, okay, well, I won't do that. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That was different. I don't know if I had, I ain't like that. Anyway, but she always touched, when we sitting down somewhere, she had put her hand on me, but I know that's her love language. So I don't try to restrain her or nothing like that. And it don't lead to sex with us all the time. So if I had to tell you anything, on the way to church, just put your hand on his leg. By the time he go to church and get out of church and y'all eat, he ain't gonna be thinking about sex. He probably will be.
But my thing is physical touch is my love language.
Right.
that needs to be reciprocated.
Mm.
And I think sometimes you take this stance that this person takes because you know that if you instigate it, I don't care where we at. Go ahead and finish helping the people. Nah.
So I don't know if we can help you on this one. Because I ain't got no good answer. Because if I mess around and touch too long, if I do this, she all right. But if I'm doing something like this, all right.
There's an intention
doing?
there. Right.
What you
There's
doing?
There's an intention.
It's a little intense squeeze, which means you trying to.
Yeah.
That's not what that means. That's not what that
That
means.
you want me.
That's not what that means.
That means that you want me. But she said, to keep the rejections down, I refrain from touching, unless it's in a situation where I know sex can't take place. Is there a happy medium between nothing and forcing myself to have sex when you're not in the mood? Okay, and actually we can help y'all because we've been in this situation, okay?
Communicate.
There was a time many years ago when we had a whole lot going on, and it wasn't just that. I think we both were at a place where we could really take it or leave it. But we wrote it down on a calendar. We would write our dates down on the calendar. This is, okay, we going to schedule it in at least once a week. And literally, we tried to follow the calendar as much as possible. Yeah. You have to make some type of compromise because you have to remember, we are physical beings. And I know some needs and some desires are different at different stages in your life. And you would think that because I am perimenopausal, and that literally I have been aching since 2020.
Now, the only thing about that, and I know this is not about us, the only thing about that is
that doesn't stop anything.
It might be little lovey-dovey time. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. About 2 hours, it's going down. Then she'll be like, this right leg doing something. I got a period leg and my big toe is a period toe. And I just, All right. Well, early it was looking promising. And 2 hours later, it's not.
It just has to be a compromise. I think that's what we're saying, guys.
So, yeah. So
it has to be a compromise.
I agree with my wife. So if you was to put it on the calendar, that would be like a happy medium. So you put it on the calendar, he know he go get some on this day. So he gets it. You know you got to get your mind right by this day.
Right.
So that's how that can work. So you can have a happy medium. Tell him this is when we go actually have, and you got to explain it to him because, you know, sometimes when we want stuff, we don't understand what's happening. So if you touch my inner thigh, I mean, you want some. But if we're not supposed to do it 3 days from now, then you got to make sure. So you have to let him know there is no intercourse. I don't want it.
But I don't think that should be a stipulation.
I don't think it should be either, but I'm just saying. You don't think that should happen?
I think that if she cultivates it, and it's 3 days out, then they can go ahead and do it. But that's just a plus now because that day is already on the calendar.
He gonna keep that date.
Yeah, he gonna keep that date. Are you giving it?
If you giving it the day. And the scheduled day is 2 days from now, that just means we doing it twice in this week. That's all that means. That don't mean this is going to take the place of that.
Day, there's at the end of the day, like to be legit honest about it, even if your husband and I'm assuming that that's the way it's going, he's the one with the higher sex drive at this point. If your husband is wanting to be intimate with you and for whatever reason your libido is low or whatever you got going on, as long as you ain't, near death and you're still able, to please him, then why not? And we even had, and I know this should be a PG version, but we're going to give it to y'all. So there may have been times when I really wasn't in the mood, but because he's my husband and I know that he has a need, it's not that I didn't want him. I may not have just, wanted nothing at that moment. However, I did make the sacrifice.
Yeah,
and
she had.
but I would tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I
But
said, well, okay, so tonight's called pity. That's what it's called. Now I'm going to give you exactly what you want. I'm a little tired, so you may not get as much involvement as you would, if I was prepared.
So pity don't really hurt my feelings that much.
It never did.
Because all the fluff around the beginning and the end ain't necessary now. Cause she want me to get in and get out.
You lie, lies you tell.
Get in,
lies you tell.
get out.
That's
go
not
to sleep.
accurate.
So
that's not accurate.
But let me say this, all serious. I do believe if you set a date on the calendar that that'll kind of defuse your issue here, because he won't be thinking, well, when I'm gonna get it, or she don't like me like that. The one thing that I told my wife is whatever's going on with her body, I need to know. I want to know. Because I'm not a female, so I don't know what she goes through. So she shares everything. Everything. So
we share everything with each other.
So when she shares everything,
sometimes it's too much.
It's a lot. But I can't fathom going through what she goes through. So that gives me compassion for her. This woman done had 5 babies, 2 at one time, and her body's been through a lot. So now it's going through something else, which I thought, what is it, perimenopause, I thought this just lasts for like a month or something.
Menopausal transition or whatever the doctor
called
it.
Oh, Jesus.
The OBGYN called it.
And a friend of ours said she was going through her for 6 years. And I said, excuse me? 6? You mean 6 months? She said, no, 6 years. I'm still in it. What?
But the thing about that is, as women, we're all different. And so some people have, just kind of flew through it and didn't really have a lot of symptoms or anything like that. But some people are different. And I guess I'm just one of those different ones.
During this time, I have gotten really, 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 really closer to the Lord. A lot of praying, a lot of talking.
But I also share with you that nature's ibuprofen helps. So, yeah, my feeling may change from minute to minute, hour to hour. However, be alert and be on standby.
Be ye always ready. Yeah.
Oh,
at 51, I had to get my mind right at 51. It ain't.
I know. You ain't 20.
Back in the 20s. Yeah, what you said? And you turn around. Why is your pants off? I thought you said something. That ain't how it is.
No, that's how it was. Because literally, it was.
Now, she'll do the little foreplay while I'm at work. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, this could change, though. So I'll be like in between. And then when I get home, I walk in, it can change. It's a long time before I get home, so it can change.
Right. Don't talk mad trash.
All the nastiness on the, I'm like, You gonna mess around and get your back broke now.
Yeah.
And then I get home and she be wrapped up in comfort looking like she
be like, I'm all right.
I'll be like,
be like, go ahead.
I'll be like, is it a surprise up under the cover?
No. It's these layers of pajamas because my bones are aching.
So I'll be like, so all this, just none of that, not tonight. Then I go talk to Jesus.
Can I hold your hand though?
Just hold me. Hold you.
Literally, that's the comment that
in my mind I say,
just nasty.
Really? Hold you?
Oh, wait. Okay, so we gonna end this in a minute, but y'all got to hear this one because we keep y'all up on I keep y'all up on game about Sleepy Johnnie. The other night, we was laying in the bed.
Why you shaking? You shaking?
We was, because she know what's coming.
She's shaking her head like.
We was laying in the bed, y'all. And so, I want to say that we were We ate. It wasn't a lot of conversation that night. Just kind of, kind of just idle talk or whatever. So I was still very much awake. So Johnny was laying. He was. The bed was still. We have the adjustable bed, the top of the bed. Okay. So it was. We still had it up. So we hadn't laid it. He hadn't laid it all the way back yet. So he was. His eyes would be closed at 1 minute. We were watching TV, and so it would be open the next minute, and we were watching Family Feud, and they asked a question about why would somebody lick you or lick your arm, or it was something about licking somebody's arm or something. And so I said to him, I said, "Well, baby, I said, you want to lick me?" And he didn't say nothing. So I was like, well, maybe he didn't hear me. And I said, "Babe, you want to lick me?"
What I said?
You still didn't say that. And I was like, nah, so he just being nasty. Because I know he hear what I'm saying. So I said, "Babe, you don't want to lick me?" Y'all, he turned and he looked at me. He say, "You not sleepy?" He say, "You not sleepy?" And I'm looking with a startled face like, "What do you mean?" Because I hadn't quite got it yet what was happening. He say, "Y'all, I lied to y'all not."
Oh, Jesus.
He slowly opened up his eyes and he looked at me. He said, "You not sleepy? You want a pill? You want a green pill?" I said, "Oh, that's what we doing?" Y'all, I moved so far over to my side of the bed that I almost fell off the bed. I moved myself as well as my pillows, because he tell y'all all the time that I have at least 3, maybe sometimes 4 pillows around me, because it takes a minute for me to get comfortable. However, this man asked me, was I sleepy? Was I not sleepy? And did I want one of his is the sleeping pill green or blue?
It's blue.
Yeah.
So
you want a blue pill?
So listen. So the first time I didn't hear her,
I told you hurt my feelings.
The second and third time I heard her, and in my mind, I wanted to say, "Man, go to sleep," but I thought that would be rude. So I figured if I asked the questions, I turned around, give her eye contact. I said, "You not sleepy?" And she felt she got an attitude.
It wasn't a smile on your face, though.
It was.
You looked at me like you were sick of me.
I ain't got no poker face. But the words, did you listen to the words?
I did, and they hurt my feelings. Y'all, it's like you be talking to your toddler when they be crying a lot and stuff like that or whatever. Like, I was irritating. And me, I'm thinking like we'll watch Family Feud, and we'll, when they be asking them crazy questions or whatever, we'll say stuff to laugh with each other. But yeah, he looked at me and he said, "You not like, why are you still talking? You not sleeping? You want a blue pill?" I said, "Oh, that's what we doing? Okay." And I moved right on over with me and my pillows till I was almost out the bed. However, then he gonna turn over. He's talking about, I said, "Well, I want you to know that you hurt my feelings." And he gonna turn over trying to touch me and say something, "Baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He talking about, so you turning your back on me, and then I still had on lashes from Easter Sunday. So he was like, "Well, if I touch your lashes, I bet you'll talk to me." And I didn't. I did not turn over. And when I woke up the next morning, he was in the bathroom getting ready for work, and I walked in there, and I don't even know if I don't think I spoke.
You didn't. See, and I told you converting back to your old way. Don't hold no grudges.
No, nah, that's nasty.
Be quick.
That's nasty.
Be quick to forgive.
And I think I told you. I said, we are not friends.
You did.
And he was like, "Well, babe, what did I do?"
I just thought, I couldn't think. I was sleepy, and I couldn't think of nothing else. So I just said, maybe if I ask her a question.
And that's it for this episode of Nasty Johnny. Nasty, sleepy Johnny.
I thought if I asked the question that it wouldn't seem as bad, but I guess that ain't work.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the move, because you were nasty.
Oh, my face didn't do right.
Yeah, so there you have it, y'all. Y'all see what I got to put up with? However,
that was funny to me. And then she tried to hold a grudge for 2-3 days. Oh, girl, you still mad? You better.
No, I forgave you.
Look.
I forgave you the next day.
Look, I don't care how mad you You is. When we get in this bed, you better put your leg on my leg so we can go to sleep.
No, that's not what you're not gonna do to me.
That's what's finna happen.
You want me to want you. You want me to want you and be close to you when you want.
Put your leg on my leg so we can go to sleep.
All I was saying was, did you want to lick my arm? And so with that, y'all, we about to go.
I didn't understand what was happening. I thought both of us was tired. I guess I didn't read that right because both of us got to bed, and I was like, "This finna be some good sleep." And I don't know. She just kept talking to me, and then she just said, "Babe, like, why she see I ain't talking? I'm asleep. What she doing, babe? Johnny." I just turned over and it just happened. You ain't sleepy? And she talking about, oh, nasty Johnny. Oh, I'm not trying to be bad.
So y'all, before we go, I don't watch the news much. I must confess.
That was funny to me.
Yeah, of course it was funny. You bring it back up old emotions.
No,
let it go.
You the one brought it up
because the people got to know that
this happened 3 weeks ago.
No, it was last week. The people y'all have to know that Sleepy and Nasty Johnny still exist. I don't. But I was. It's just a lot going on. So, when I pray, I just pray for the world and different things as I'm prompted to or whatever. But I watched CNN this morning, and I'm not going to talk about this. I just want to offer condolences because apparently you can't go to the wrong house anymore, and apparently you can't turn and go up the wrong driveway. I don't know. What? And I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but we have to go in a second. But this 16-year-old high school African American kid went to go get his twin brothers. They were at somebody's house, and I guess the mom asked him to go pick them up, and he did. But it says something about he left his phone home or something like that. And so he had, just say, like there's a Telfair Street and a Telfair maybe Drive, whatever street that he was going to, say he was supposed to go to the Drive, but he went to the street, and they were like a block away from each other. Well, he went to let's say the street instead of the Drive. That's a block away.
To the wrong house.
And it was the wrong house. And was that man 89? I want to say 89-year-old Caucasian gentleman. They said all the boy did was ring the doorbell, and the man shot him through the window, through the window on the door, and then opened the door. They shot through the door, through the glass, through the door, and they said the boy fell, and apparently he opened the door and came out and shot him in the head again. He's alive. Thank God he's alive.
The boy's alive?
The boy is alive. He's actually home. And you're recovering, but they say, it'll be a road for him to get back, So
what's happening to the man?
They did question him at first, and then they released him. But as of today, earlier, they were waiting for him to turn himself in because they did press charges against him. And it was and he was saying that he was afraid, which an 89-year-old, unless there was some what do you call it? Some dementia or some whatever. I don't know. But that's what unfolded. So I don't know the history on him or whatever, but that's what unfolded. And then right after that story, they showed a story about a 20-year-old Caucasian girl. Her and some friends were in a car driving like in New York, but it was out in the rural area, and they were looking for a friend's house, but couldn't get any reception on the phone or a map or whatever. And so they pulled some into this gentleman's driveway, and when they realized that they were at the wrong place, they went to go back up. He literally came out onto the side of the house or the porch or whatever and shot into the car. I think he was 52 or something, shot into the car and hit the girl. And I'm assuming maybe she wasn't the one driving, because they say that they like literally backed up as fast as they could. They had to go 5 miles to another town before they could get reception, call 911, and the ambulance met them where they were at that moment, and that she died. Yeah. And so y'all be careful, but we have got to just pray even the more about covering our children and covering, and like I said, it could very well be a backstory, behind the guy, but it's a lot, and condolences to their families.
What?
And they were saying that the kid was a great kid, held like a lead chair. He played an instrument in school. Just a good kid, 16 years old. Just going to pick his twin brothers up.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, and the girls just literally looking for their friend's house. They said there was no communication between them and the guy. There was no communication between the boy and the man. And so, we just have to be careful more now than ever before and pray over one another.
If you in your home and somebody ring your doorbell, you don't recognize the gentleman, just don't answer your door.
Yeah, because me, I'll be in here, and if somebody ring the doorbell, I'll look on the phone, on the ring, and I will sit right there, and they'll leave a message.
Just don't answer your phone.
Right, they'll leave something on the door, or they'll... If I know what it is, but they don't need to get in here, I may talk through the ring bell. And say we're not available or whatever, and they'll say, so and so and so. But that's what I want to offer for that. We just gotta be kinder and love one another. And so again, our heart just goes out to those families, because there's stuff happening, I know, all around the world, but those are just what I saw this morning. So,
that's sad, man.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And both incidents, all they had to do was just not
that the young man, unfortunately, the lady, the girl, she lost her life, but the boy, literally shot. Because at this point, what in the world was he? What exactly was he gonna do to you when you had done shot him one time in the head? That you open the door and shoot him again in the head? Man. But for the grace of God, he's alive, and so we just pray that he
has a full recovery.
Yeah. So
to have access and mobility in all his limbs, have it be in his right mind.
That's why we cover and pray for ours as well daily. So
Jesus, man.
Yeah. Amen. But God is still great. Gonna take us out?
I guess.
Go ahead.
Got me all down now.
I'm sorry.
This has been Moments with
No.
This has been Moments.
No.
This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
You sound so dreary. I'm his wife, Deirdra.
And we still something like ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.